Ooh, is that another one? Is this brush pile just full of them? Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna let him pull it down this time. Yep. Okay, hang on. Get in line when I can. Oh yeah. Well, if I was gonna make the trade, I think this is the better one. Oh yeah. River rats, it's our first real scorcher of the year, and sometimes the cats love it, sometimes they don't. You don't know if you don't go, and we're out here, so we're gonna try to get them. So let's go. Allergies getting me. The spot looks like something worth trying. Actually, no. I'm gonna go around it. It's just not very deep. That one might be deep. Yeah, it's like a foot deep here. I'm not saying there couldn't be one in a foot of water. It happens. Yeah, same story. I see the bottom there. Yeah, I ain't digging it. And keep moving. This river's kind of picturesque in its own way. That's how I'd describe it. It's not traditionally pretty, but it's my kind of pretty. I guess if you want to call it a river, I don't know if I'd even call it a river. It's more of a creek. Probably more of a creek. But any creek that has the potential to kick out a big fish, a big old catfish, it's automatically 10 times prettier than one that doesn't. At least if you ask me. Oh no. We might have a portage up here. Yeah, it kind of looks like the water just runs into a bush. There might be a little spot on the side to squeak through, I'm not sure yet. Even if there isn't, it doesn't look like it'll be too bad to drag around it. Might fish it, depending on how much depth there is. Oh yeah, there's a little channel on the side, sweet. Small victories this morning. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how the water runs in there. I might have to throw bait in there, especially because we're not going to have to drag around it. I know it's new, but on these little rivers, when they change a lot, sometimes fish relate to them anyway. Okay. Spun around here. Yeah, this ain't gonna quite work this way. I'm too much in the current. Now we got a tractor. Nope, sprayer over there. Nothing like the smell of Roundup to wake you up in the morning. I'm sure that's real healthy. I have to shave these. These knobby rod butts aren't sliding in and out of the whole rod holder very easy. I know it's going to look like hell now, but I'm more about function over aesthetics. Maybe I'll sand them down later. Oh, much better. Snug, but I don't have to pop them out. I got some bluegills, I got some sunfish, and I even have a couple bullheads just to keep them guessing. In daytime, I pretty much always hook them in the lips because that's a more secure hooking point, and I'm going to be casting them and reeling them in and casting them a bunch unless I get snagged, which is always a possibility. Yeah, that's pretty shallow. Maybe I'll try behind it. Still not very deep either. Well, we'll let it sit there for a minute and see what happens. See if one comes crawling out of there. But yeah, if you hook them in the lip, sure. And I mean, they'll wiggle off of there too, but they don't usually tear off. And it seems like an overall more secure point to hook a bait that you're going to use for multiple spots. No nibbles. Let's get this guy in here and we're going to investigate. Hopefully getting around this is as simple as I think it will be. Okay, gotta wiggle and weave a little bit. Center of gravity past that. There we go. And good depth so far. Nice clear path so far. It does work this way out sometimes. So if the water can get around, it'll get around. And often if it can get around, it'll carve out a channel. Oop. Sorry, Mr. Green Sunfish. The dangers of letting your bait dangle in the water. Thought about taking like a snap, tying the leader to the snap, and so I can take the bait on and off and leave the hook in them. I don't want to put them back in there with the hole. So then I'll lose them and then they'll end up in my big bait tank and then they'll spread infection and stuff. But the snap idea sounds cool, except when you get fish rolling around and things, they'll pop them snaps. And I'm just not a fan of snaps. I lost a flathead that when I was 12, he looked 80 pounds, but now in hindsight, he was probably 40 to 50 pounds. Just bank fishing with a little chunk cut bait and I had a snap swivel on to my hook, and he was rolling, flopping, crunched down on it, and just smushed it and did a head shake, and this was all on top of the water. I got to watch it happen, which is almost the saddest part. Anyway, the snap opened up, the hook came out, and I lost the biggest flathead I ever saw at the time, and I ever saw in person for a long, it was many years before I ever saw another one like that. But I haven't used a snap swivel since. I think I went home and practiced the old Palomar knot about 100 times. Palomar knots are easy, except when you're 12. Everything's hard when you're 12. Some things are hard when you're an adult that are seemingly simple. Oh, this kind of looks like it might be a portage too. Is it going to be one of them days? Paddled a pretty good long ways. That's the first thing I've seen that looks decent in a while. Doesn't look fire, but good enough to throw a bait in and possibly have a channel cat kill it. Well, we're secured to this clay pile, but I'm not positive it'll work if we hook something big, but cross that bridge when we get to it. That was not very deep. That wasn't either. We'll give it 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. I just haven't been seeing much prime flathead habitat, so I got the channel cat rod out. And it's still pretty stout and beefy, don't get me wrong. If I luck onto a flathead on accident, I think I'll be able to handle them. This is a PC Fun Aliois 300, 50-pound braid, 30-pound mono leader in the Daiwa Wilderness medium, which got some give on the end, and but a little bit of backbone. So it's not the most ideal flathead rod, at least in heavy cover. But if you get lucky, you could definitely land one on it. But the channel cats are still a good time, and that soft tip, they seem to follow through on the bites a little bit better with a soft tip fishing rod. Take it down, buddy. And then, okay. Maybe second time? Yep. Oh, he popped. Oh, he popped off and put me in a snag. Oh, what a butthead. Oh, the sinker snag too. Oh, popped out. Oh, that's a piece of steel or iron. Okay, hook's still sharp. Toss her in there a little further this time. Maybe they're behind it. Oh, big old turtle. I'm not sure if you can see him, he was right there. We made eye contact. I feel like we bonded in that moment. Probably spent more time here than I should have, but we get nibbles. And then they stop, so they head further down. Ooh. Angry catfish. Oh, I got him. Get out of them sticks. He's sprinting at me because he's a channel cat. Not a bad one either. Yeah, pretty nice. Nice fish. Dang bruiser for a little creek. They're just so angry this time of year. I mean, who am I kidding? They're pretty much angry all times of year, but trying to decide if you're going to be lunch or not. I guess we got to get you in the kayak first. Oh, sorry guys. You're camouflaged in there. Okay. Ooh, he's barely hooked. Come on. Well, we are attached. I said we may or may not get him in, which is kind of a no-brainer. Like, you either catch him, either land him or you don't. Just full of, you know, wise words, not. Yeah, some spots just scream channel cats, and this is one of them. And that is a channel cat right there. Nice one too. Do I eat you? Yeah, I think I will. But instead of toting them around on a stringer behind the kayak, I think I'm just going to pull the kayak over and clean them and put the fillets in the cooler in a baggie until I'm ready to cook them. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Got the catfish cleaned, and I did notice that there was a mulberry tree dropping berries into the water, and probably explains why we got those bites so quick, but it just shut off, which is weird. I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep poking around and look for a good bank spot to fry up some lunch. Shade preferred. That one actually doesn't look too bad, but I want to keep moving. Been fishing a lot of marginal areas because that's about all I've seen, and been getting nibbled on quite a bit. But haven't had a real bite since that last channel cat. Not like a good one. Had a few channels chase my, oh, there goes a deer. Had a few channels chase my bluegill around, but that's about it. It's gonna be a tight squeeze. Or maybe no squeeze at all. Yeah, the water's, we had water for a while and now we don't. it was fun while it lasted. That one had me wondering, like, man, if I stop here and don't get bit by a channel cat, I officially don't know channel cats. It's not always big ones that live in places like this, but it's always active ones. That one got bit as soon as it touched the bottom the first go around, and he didn't get the hook the first go around, but he came back like 5 more times and finally got it. He's lucky we didn't already get our eater. He'd be an even better eater. Be cool if I get one more. Oop. He ain't bad. He messed around with it for a while. That one's bad. I can see into my hand. Is my first aid kit in here? It might be in my camping bag. That ain't good. I don't think it's gonna require stitches, but that fin went way in there. Oh, that's gonna bleed a lot. Okay, we're gonna get him wrangled, hopefully. That is without a doubt the worst catfish sticking I've ever had in my life. Do a little lackadaisical at times, and that's what happens. Oh, that, yeah. Well, it was a nice fish. He fought hard. Yeah, I thought about eating him out of spite there for a second, but I'm gonna get him back. Ooh, he about whacked me in the face. Wow, that, I still can't, it's just weird. There's a hole in my hand. I don't, oh, YouTube gets weird about showing that stuff. There's a catfish spine sized hole that you could probably stick, I don't know, it's about half the diameter of a pencil in my hand right now. Hopefully you guys learned a lesson. I mean, I did. It just, mine's hopefully yours isn't as painful and stupid as mine. Should at least have some band-aids in here. Oh, that's so weird. It's also weird that it's not bleeding more. Yeah, I can definitely see my muscle through a little opening there. Probably won't be doing hook grip deadlifts for a while. I think we'll stop here. I'll evaluate and probably cook that other catfish. Sounds like as good a plan as any. No shade, but got a little bit of hazy clouds, and that'll do. Thankfully, it's kind of sealing up. That's one where I'm gonna go home and just pour a bunch of rubbing alcohol on it. And it's gonna hurt really bad, but I think in the long run that's the play. And then just keep an eye on it. And put my first aid kit in the kayak. I took it out because it was big and bulky, literally the last trip. So I think I'll break it down in something smaller, and that's what I'll use. And just leave it in there. Got the old cooking kit. Hopefully she's relatively windproof. We're gonna find out. If you want to know it, breading, Louisiana fish fry. Cornmeal based, nice and crispy. It's wonderful. Much more wonderful than getting stabbed by catfish. I'm going to attempt to get most of the sand out of here. Correction, I'm going to attempt to get some of the sand out of here because there's a lot of sand in here. Yeah, the key to crunchy fish isn't cornmeal, it's just sand. Good enough for who it's for. Oh yeah. My old cooking kit worked really good. This is just way more compact. More kayak friendly. Not so much cook on a boat friendly, but definitely more kayak friendly. Alright. I just gotta wait for the oil to get hot. Fish definitely fries faster when it's 90 degrees out like it is right now. You know, now that I think about it, the worst I've ever been stuck by a catfish, like, didn't hardly bleed or nothing, but it was one of them saltwater catfish, the hardheads, and they got a poison on them. And actually stabbed me right about the same spot. And, like, that hurt so bad, my hand kind of even went numb. Everything's meaner in the ocean, even the catfish. Yep, we're flying through these. These aren't going to take long at all. Well, cooking's done. Feast is ready. I'm going to sit on my butt right here and munch on a big old plate of catfish. Hopefully I'll be fueled up for a monster. Got my spider bud over there, hanging out with him. Or her, not sure which. Pretty friendly, kind of keeps to himself though. Yeah, that's good. Well, we're about 3/4 of the way, 2/3 of the way. Hopefully we find something that looks like it has a big fish in it. And has a big fish in it. That's kind of important too. He's under a log. Gosh, when they're under a log, it's tough. That was what we wanted. He was on for a second and then not. Well, that sucks. This is the best looking piece of stuff I've seen so far, but it is woolly down there. Like, not so much above, but below. It's a lot of stuff going on. So I think I'm gonna hook on another live bait though. There might be another one in there. Or maybe he's really tuned up. You never know, you know. Keep looking for any flathead type habitat, and it's not finding much, but this looks good for channel cats. The wind is definitely picking up. Kind of feels like storms and cloudy and all that other stuff. I think I'll toss me a chunk of cut bait in there. This is a weird one, guys. Not sure he's even got the hook. There we go. That was a flathead. Little one. Gosh, that's such a weird bite. He never pulled it down. And I got impatient, actually. So what's new? Ooh, is that another one? Is this brush pile just full of them? Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna let him pull it down this time. Yeah, that bait's in a flathead's mouth. Yep. Okay, hang on. Get in line when I can. Oh yeah. Well, if I was gonna make the trade, I think this is the better one. Oh yeah. Ooh. Big and ugly. Yes. Yeah. Miss a little one, catch a big one. I'll make that trade. Need to learn some patience on a lot of different levels. I'm definitely off today. But you know what? That's okay, because we got a nice one in the boat. Okay, yeah, dandy of a fish. I don't know what else to think. This one was about, I don't know, 4 times bigger than the one that popped off, so that probably is one of the reasons he didn't pull it down as well. But they're sensitive biters, soft biters at times, so I don't know. Usually it pays to let them pull it down and put a good bend in the rod, and hooked him good right in the corner of the mouth, which is what you want. Sweet. Okay, one last look. Back you go. Ugh. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Just felt right, I guess. I mean, I might as well throw another rod in there. It was a pretty nice one. Oh, he's in the bushes. He's out of the bushes. Oh yeah. One of them pre-spawn or spawning male channels, or the infamous Central Iowa blue cat. Gonna be more careful with you. There we go. Yeah, when these male channel cats are getting ready to spawn, I don't know if the females think the blubbery blue lips and dark colorations are pretty or what, but they get those colors to them, and sometimes they get like almost black. Yeah, some people call them blue cats because they're blue, which ironically blue cats oftentimes aren't blue. Actually, most of the time, at least most of the ones I catch aren't actually blue, which I don't know. I didn't name them, so don't shoot the messenger. There might be something going on there, but I'm almost to takeout. I'm gonna pack it up and get home, and Ella picked up some rubbing alcohol and a bunch of, stuff to clean this cut out. So hopefully it doesn't turn into a problem. Like, it doesn't really hurt much now, but the current pain is not the concern, it's the potential for infection that I do have some concern for, especially because I'm planning on being on the water the next 3 days on top of that. So, you know, one of the hazards of the job, I guess you'd say. I'll get over it. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Kind of had a little bit all my favorite things, you know, small streams, cooking food, eating food, flatheads. Should have had 3. Well, the first one, he was in the sticks before I even got to him, but definitely should have had 2. But either way, hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. A lot of fun out here, all things considered, and I appreciate the heck out of you taking time to watch. Hope you catch a giant.